3616 Hampstead, Mexico Road. Sometimes we like to call it Stinky Road, so it would be a little shorter. But this might be our last month here. We might be having a contract on it. So we thought we'd make some memories. We even got our name on the door. And as you can hear, one of the main reasons we'd like to leave is because of this road. Which has so many cars, and it's always loud up here in the front porch. But Benny likes it. And luckily for us, the road's so busy that he doesn't even try to go near it. So, didn't get hit in the head on this road. Here's our little sports swing, where we can't sit in it because you can't hear anything and talk to each other. But it's still a nice little view, especially when the sun's coming in. And these are big holly trees in the front. And this one is the female and has the berries. And this one is the male. Doesn't have any berries. And they help block a lot of our noise. Hard to believe that, but. And they are really pretty when it snows because the snow sticks to all these leaves. They're pretty nice to have. Here is our little wind chime that lost all its chimes. But it has a little place for a candle in there, so it glows really pretty. But the wind was a little too much for it to handle. And over here, we have our brand new windows that Mr. Mike Baker put in for us. And Greg put all this gravel and regraded around the front, or actually around the whole house, so that the water didn't go in the basement. And this is a beautiful lilac tree. Has white flowers and it smells really good. Seems strange that I'd record the well, but important memory at 3616. Not too far into living here, we had to replace this thing. Cost $3,600, and God just happened to provide that exact amount when we needed it, so it was pretty cool. Here's a picture of basically the whole house. The roof is new because we had to fix that too. And well, the main section is the dining room, and then to the left, those three windows together are into the kitchen. And that's the door we usually use since it's so close to the driveway. One of my favorite things about living here is these trees in the back. It's a little late for it now, but when they're full of leaves, they have so many different colors, and it's just gorgeous in the background. Here's the side of the house where we usually go in. Upstairs, that's a pretty cool window because it kind of winds out. And there's our TV antenna, which Greg has had to rewire several times because the squirrels keep either chewing through it or clawing through it or something. Because the squirrels have a tendency to get into this brown thing, the edge of the roof, and make nests. And one year we actually saw 3 little babies down at the bottom, but since then we haven't seen any other ones. Here we have our little fenced in area. We used to have a huge satellite dish, but Greg and Brian finally got that down. And we got a little bird house here, which there was a little family of birds that moved in, but then Benny walked the fence and stuck his paw in there, and since then nobody has wanted to live in there. This is the garage, and Greg did a whole bunch of work in there. That's usually on the man's tour, so we'll probably wait for him before we go in. And our little fenced-in section of the yard, there's a little doggy door that goes into the basement that unfortunately we've had to use to get in and out of the house when we locked ourselves out. Luckily they had a big dog before we came. This kind of starts our backyard. It doesn't quite go back all the way. We found out when the neighbors moved in that they owned part of the back section where the trees are, but we do own most of this section of backyard, and it was really cool because it was so flat and you could play wiffle ball or volleyball or whatever, and it wasn't hilly or anything. And we have our little bird feeder here, and we have some gorgeous yellow finches that come and sit on that, and they pretty much cleaned it out for the season, but we'll have to take it with us so we can have some new ones at our new house. Then we have some cool leaves falling in the background. And back here is the open field where a farmer usually harvests, but beyond those trees, that line of trees is going to be the Route 30 bypass. So we're kind of glad to be getting out of here for that too. This is the picnic table Dad gave us before they left for Illinois. It's in kind of bad shape, but we'll probably still take that with us too. Greg started a tradition when we were here that we would walk along the outside of this road and go all the way into the town, into Hampstead, and walk to the little schoolyard park they have where they have Christmas lights and stuff. It was a little cold and a little far, but it was a lot of fun, so we'll miss that. We might even come up and park at the high school and try it again anyway. And then this little gravel road here, I guess is for the access to the fields, but nice thing having it by our house is we could use it for people to park. They would park along this fence when they came to visit if there was a bunch of them. And you can see here we've got two huge trees, which I know at least David has climbed and probably fell out of. But they're nice because it keeps shade on the side of the house. That's the back of the garage. And there's some of the neighbor stuff. And then if you go and you continue down this little road, through those set of trees, there's a stream, and we've gone looking back there on our little adventures. And just walking down this road, Benny, you can see him there, loved to take walks with us. And he will follow us like a dog wherever we go. He even went into the woods with us and in streams and all sorts of things. But he likes to play out here and catch moles and rabbits and chipmunks and snakes, you name it. He's pretty much brought us everything. Birds. Anyway, we walked down this path, and it's pretty nice because there's pretty hills back there and just a few houses, and hopefully it still stays pretty after they put this big road in. Here's the back and the side of the house. Can't see much through the trees. And there's the side connected to the front porch. And here comes Benny, still following me everywhere I go. There he is. Another cool thing about Benny being around here is he'll come to a whistle, so you'll come out at night to find him and you'll whistle for him, and then you'll see him coming running out of those woods somewhere to come home. Here's the little backyard section and the doggy door we were talking about that we've had to climb through. A little rough, but it did the trick. And this little fenced-in section was used for the dog when the other people lived here, but we didn't really use it for much. There's not much grass grows back here because of these big trees. We got little Leah with us now, and we're gonna take a little walk down the lane to see what it's like back there with all the fall leaves. And then we gotta go walking with the other ladies and their babies at Cape Horn Park. So we got her all bundled up, and she thinks she's got a smile. Hi, Leah. Hi, sweetheart. You wanna go for a little walk? We've got Benny with us too. Here he is. He's gonna come with us. This is where we're going. It's a bumpy ride, but Leah seems to like it. Here we are. It's a cool landscape. Probably look a lot different once the bypass comes through. Just beyond those trees. There's Leah, enjoying the bumpy ride, watching Benny, who follows us around. There's a pretty cool sunset when you go around this corner and you look at the sun. It's a little bit to the left beyond those trees. We went down there, and if you walk down past that other set of trees in the middle, and keep going, there's like a fox's den down there, and eventually there's a bunch of meadows in those woods, and some other little streams and stuff. So it's pretty cool to take your little nature walk back here. And Benny likes rolling around in the dirt. And they used to have sand out here, and he liked that too. But he left them a little treat in the sand. You see that kitty? Yay, kitty! Yay! Where did your little eyes go? You all covered up, Leah. Leah. There's your little eyes. We had to find them underneath your big hat. Tell us. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, let's head back. Another cool memory is whenever we take our walks and we end up back here at this corner, Benny would race us back to the house. A lot of times he'd give us a head start, but he would always win, and occasionally he'd actually start running before we had a chance to even go. So that's always been kind of neat too. Stinking cat always wins, a little too fast for us. And there he goes. I started running and he took off, but he didn't fall for my trick. He knew I stopped. So we can't go too far though, the baby's behind me. There she is, lost in her. Here we are back at the front door of the Paris. I'm here with Leah. She's really close because I have to hold her. And we're gonna go in and check out the place. As we walk in, we see the living room. And the door. You okay? Here's the door. Cool thing about this house is the trimming around all the doors and windows. It's pretty nice. And then we've got our little bear that Mama P and Frost gave to us to tell us what month it is. And our new windows. There, you can see better now. Look who's down there, climbing under the table. Leah. Oh, why'd you show her head? Why'd you show her head? Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Here's Leah's first formal picture when she was about 6 months. And behind here is a ledge on top of a radiator that Greg refinished. And this entertainment center is one of 2 pieces of furniture that we've actually had to buy ourselves. Everything else was given to us either as a gift or as a hand-me-down. And some more Leah photos. And this is very special because this is Greg's mantle he made for us. And we hang our stockings on here at Christmas time. And that's going to have to stay because it's pretty much permanently mounted to the wall. So this room is kind of like a greenish color with cream trim. And we're going to miss all of our little memories in here. Oh, and this thing, this stained glass is something special we got in Colorado on our honeymoon. So we've had it hung in our window. Here's Leah. She's decided she's going to look at some magazines while we have our tour. I'm not sure what kind of shape they'll be when we get back. But we'll have to check in with her. It's the doorway into the dining room from the living room. And this set of table and chairs came from Uncle Mitchell. And in the corner here we have a bunch of our wedding pictures on display. And that's into the kitchen. And here is Grandma Shirley's china cabinet. And we've got some plates and glasses in there. Here's the piano that Mom and Pete gave to us when they had to move. And more new windows. Here's Leah's special chair. She eats her dinner in. A little corner cabinet. There's a candle with Shelley and Greg and our wedding date on it. A little melted from being left in the car one day. And our wedding glasses. And the border in here has like a blue to it. And white and cream. And then the bottom is blue. Top is green. Here is a little window thing that was given to me from one of the teachers at West Middle School, and I worked there for a little while. And we have some candles in the window, and they are really nice at night. And well, I'm thinking that might be about it in this room. I think so. Alright, on to the kitchen. Well, here is our brand new floor. Much nicer than the other one, except being white, it has a tendency to show every little piece of dirt. So that's kind of a pain, but hopefully it looks like we won't have to deal with it much longer. And let's get some light in here. Here's our counters, which I won't really miss because, oops, sorry about that. They're in bad shape, but they've made do. Some at the top. It's a little sunflowery dried flower arrangement we got for a wedding shower present. Here's Ashley on the spice rack. Our stove, one of the only things that we haven't had to replace in the house. It's held on for us, which was nice. And a little sunflowery decoration to keep in the window, and some pumpkins from Aunt Janae's. And little yellow gingham curtains. And a clock up there we'll have to take with us. And that looks outside the neighbor's house. And our sink, dishwasher we did have to replace. This microwave came from Brian. Some more little sunflowery things. And this is a baker's rack that Mom gave me It's nice, but the only problem is collects a lot of dust since there's little wires everywhere, so it's kind of a pain to clean. But it's been handy since we don't have much counter space. And down here we have little Leah, who's playing with the onion cart and with our fancy little cat water bowl. She likes to stick her hands in there because it runs water. Hi, Leah. Oh, there goes her nutty in it. Hi. And there's the cat food, which Leah has tasted a morsel or two because it starts to look like her Cheerios. Ooh, what a mess. And we had to repaint in every room in this house because it smelled like smoke and was a real dingy cream kind of color, I think from the nicotine. So we put sunflowers in the kitchen and painted the paneling white. It used to be brown. And here's our refrigerator. One day we came home, and unfortunately after we'd been to the grocery store, and the refrigerator had died, so we had to buy a brand new one. But this one's been pretty nice. We got some pictures and little notepads and such. Here's a little pantry cabinet we have because we don't have much counter space, and our little cat food container, trash can, phone. And that's looking into the dining room. And another cool feature about the house is we have some archways and some curved walls. So here's one of the archways. And this looks into the little area where we usually come in. This is the side door. And a little mudroom. So where we hang up our keys. I made that shelf in 8th grade. And there's a sink in here. And that's where we keep the litter box and the step stool and all that kind of stuff. If you keep coming around, this is the door for downstairs, but we'll go down there a little later. And then we're back into the kitchen. Now if we go from the kitchen into the hallway, we find little Leah, who cruises around in her walker. And this is where I've hung up our little family section of photos, which will have a nice hallway in the other house to do the same thing. And I had to replace that light because it wasn't very good when we moved in. I don't even think it worked. And we put new smoke detectors in. There's a painting that Dad did when he was in art school. And some more pictures. And this is a shelf that Uncle Mitchell made that Pappy had when we got it after Pappy died. And if you go to the right, we got our hall closet. This is where we keep all the coats, and Greg made me throw away a bunch of them because we had so many, it was so crowded. And he made this little shelf for gloves and cameras and Bibles and all sorts of stuff. And we keep the hunk of junk vacuum in here too. And from the closet is back into the living room. From the living room, and looking into the hallway, we see Leah again. And to the left, we've got this cute little shelf here. Another neat little feature of the old house. And we've got Leah's big picture of her face that we got from Snapfish. And Greg decided to paint these doors so that the inside was cream and the trim was white, so it kind of made it a little fancier in here. And straight goes into the bathroom. To the left is the office, and to the right is Leah's room. So we'll start with the office. And the first cool thing about the office is this has a curved wall. It's hard to see, but that wall has a, it's easier to see down there, kind of curves around in a semicircle. And And pretty much we've just got books and games and school stuff and computers, lots of computers, Osline stuff, big desk. There's a picture on your first birthday, and a nice comfy chair, and some file cabinets, bulletin board, clock. This is a chair I got from Pier 1 that I took to school when I was pregnant with Leah, because it would be hard to be on my feet all day, so I used that for teaching. And this is a couch we got from Johnny Krebs from Greg's work. And got wallpaper on this wall. It has blue specks and pink. You can't be crying. We're trying to give it to her. Oh, why so sad? Why are you so sad? You just want to be free to play in the cat food, huh? Alright, well, looking back out, we'll go back in the hallway. Now this is going into the bathroom. Got shower to the right, and we have a archway over the shower, and straight ahead is a window. And then we've got the sink, vanity, and a linen closet with towels and such. And back here we have a little cabinet that sits behind the toilet, and that's gonna have to stay because you have to mount it to the wall, so we're just gonna let that stay here. One day we came home and there was water all over the floor in here, and when Greg was looking, the toilet was leaking and he had to replace it, and as he was replacing that he realized the whole floor was rotten, so we had to tear up the floor, and it actually went a big hole back here all the way to the basement, and he had to replace the subflooring and the flooring, and then replace the toilet and the sink, and then we put a new floor down because it used to have carpet in here for some reason. So pretty much have a brand new bathroom, and we got to paint it a little bit darker purple so you could actually tell that's what it was. I actually made this top curtain, and then we bought these to go underneath. I had made some white ones, but they weren't that great, so we got rid of those. So back out of the bathroom. Now this is probably the room I will miss most, because this is little Leah's room, and we worked hard to get this all set up for her. It's got this crazy green and these little animals on the wall. Got stuff hanging on the wall. We've got toys to play with. Leah loves this little thing she got from Ashley. And I made these curtains. And Gummy put these little frames together for us last Christmas. And we got a swing and lots of toys. She loves these little books. And a farmhouse and the big Pooh and Eeyore and little hamper. And changing table. And her crib. Walker and dresser. And then we've got some animals up here on the wall. And I already had to take down all our stuffed animals that were hanging up because we started packing a little bit. But we got the pig from Pop-Up in Illinois. He brought that pig to us on a special visit for my shower. And there's Leah when she was first born, and the other side has her information, how tall she was and how much she weighed and her name and her birthday. And there's a cute little Jesus Loves Me. And that little thing is her monitor. And then we've got our closet. This is because it shows all of her cute little clothes. And back here we've got her little pumpkin costume she wore for Halloween. And we've got her big car seat, which she'll probably never get to fit in because she'll never be 20 pounds because she's so tiny. And little containers full of washcloths and burp cloths and just little stuff. Little swimming pants to go in the pool. And we'll miss these big closets. And this carpet has an interesting story because it has a padding on the bottom. And when we bought it off of a roll and from Lowe's, and they said Home Depot would bind it for us, but come to find out they didn't because of the backing. So we ended up having to tear off about 3 inches of backing and fold over the edge and hot glue it down. It was quite a mess. It took several days to get it to work, but it ended up turning out pretty nice. Now this is back at the front door, and one thing we didn't show you was this crazy doorbell. That is really neat looking, but unfortunately, like most everything else in this house when we got it, it doesn't work. Now here's Greggy. He's coming home. Hi, Greggy. How are you? Greggy's going to get our mail. It's way over on the other side. Still going. Still going. All past the gate. Yeah, this is boring. The sky looks really cool today. Now that Greggy's home, we're going to take a little walk back and see the fields. And of course, there's Benny, camouflaged in the leaves. Okay, we'll see you soon. Times we're gonna miss around here. Here, we're going into the garage.
The garage. Here it is. This side's dirt. That side's concrete. The lungs are burning. Here's a Benny. Hello, Benny. This is our new electricity we put in.
Anything else there, bud?
Here's a little mud hornet's nest.
Nice.
Here's all my tools. This is our horse duty.
Oh my gosh.
This is our horse duty. Howdy doody.
Let's talk about, oh look, clamps. Who do these clamps belong to?
You done with my clamps? Mr. Mike, you done with my clamps?
And here is the fancy cabinet.
Yeah, not finished, I might add.
Supposed to replace the pantry one, but we decided to move instead. And Greggy put these new lights in. Oh, and here's a good story.
I don't even want to.
He decided to spend 4 or 5 hours making these little things that hold the ladder up, and then find out it costs $3 at Walmart to get a pair that screw into the boards themselves. Oh well, he had some fun.
What's your point?
Alright, that's about it. It's gotten upstairs. Are we going upstairs?
You want to?
Oop, I just made everybody dizzy. Nice handy.
Thank you. Come on up, everybody. This is the wood storage facility where we mill all of our lumber. Nothing too special about this place.
Going back down?
Back down.
Now we're at the side door, coming in the usual way. And then we'll see the upstairs and the downstairs. We'll go ahead and do the downstairs first since we're right here. Okay, it looks a little scary, but basement's in a lot better shape than it was when we got it. Greg spent a lot of time cleaning up a lot of the dirt and spider webs. Anyway, there's a door that goes upstairs with the doggy door. Extra wood and stuff that we've tried to organize for getting out of here. This is a work of art. Our scary furnace that actually has survived our stay at what we lovingly call the money pit. They estimated that would cost us about $10,000 to replace because it's covered in asbestos, and it'll cost about $5 for the asbestos removal and $5 to put a new one in. So we were pretty lucky that didn't go bad on us. And then back in here, this is a room where Greg has set up his little computer station so he can do work for different companies for his Oz line. We've got a little box area back here for packing and the elliptical machine that we haven't ridden too often because the ceiling's so low and Greg hits his head. So hopefully it'll get a little more use at the new place. And back out. These are our air conditioners that we're leaving here for the new people. These two were brand new. We got them from Sears, got a pretty good deal. And they're energy savers, so they're pretty good. They don't cost too much. Here's some more stuff we got piled up. Christmas stuff, baby clothes, some of my old clothes. Here is our oil tank. Nothing too special about that. There's a scary little crawl space that goes around 2 walls of the basement with pipes and stuff in there. Hot water heater, nice washer and dryer, but we are taking those with us so we won't miss them. And a sink, the pump for the well, and just some storage junk where we got baseball cards that Greg has and some paint supplies. This is where I hang up my clothes I don't want to dry. An extra table they left us that we ended up using just for junk, I guess. And the dehumidifier. That pretty much wraps up the basement. Finally, the last part of the house we haven't seen yet is the upstairs. And I painted this, or finished painting it recently so that we could show our house. and it's kind of crazy how it takes that long to get something completely done and you're ready to leave. But that's okay. When you go up to the top of the stairs, you see Benny. And this is a little sitting area. It used to be part of the attic. So it's got the arch ceilings. Got some kids' books. And this is a little cubby that has some Legos in it and some sewing supplies. This is a cool window. I'll show you in a second. It's the kind where you wind it out, so you can have a screen in it. I think Benny liked our old one better because he would actually, it didn't have a screen in it, and he would actually jump out onto the little roof, and then eventually he'd jump down and get outside. So now he's kind of stuck because we got the screen. If we turn around the corner, we've got one of the things I will miss most about this house, and that is this incredible walk-in closet. Got some maternity clothes, some shoe space, all the space to hang up clothes and shirts on, or sweaters and sweatshirts on top, thing for sweaters, more longer clothes, and then a double hanger here, more shoes hiding, mirror. This is pretty much as good as you can get when it comes to a closet. This way to the rest of the bedroom. Need some light. Straight ahead we've got our bed and Munchie. And we put it in the catty corner so you don't sit up in the morning and bang your head on the low ceilings, because we've got kind of an arch on the ceilings. If you look, you step back, you can see that arch on both sides. Doesn't have any heat up here, so we got a space heater, and we do have new windows, so those are nice. Got a rocking chair and Grandma Shirley's old dresser and a little TV. And here's a little scrapbooking station where I cut up pictures. And this is pretty cool. Greg got me this room divider because I told him that when we had kids, I imagined having one of these on the corner of this big room, and in the morning the little kid putting their head around the corner so they could try to wake us up to get them. So he bought me this for Christmas last year. As a little special present. And we have Leah sleep up here with us for now because she still gets up sometimes in the middle of the night, and this way we can hear her and she's close. And there's my old desk and the cradle Leah used to use, and we'll hopefully be using it soon for the next baby. That's right, soon as in July. Shh, it's a secret, we haven't told anybody yet. This is a hope chest that Greggy bought me before we were married, and now we store some blankets in there. And oh, these curtains, I actually made them. They're not quite as wide as I would have wanted them to be, but they turned out pretty good nonetheless. And those little tabs at the top took forever to get them to be sewn and then folded and sewn again to make them part of the big piece. So it was kind of a pain in the butt, but they turned out pretty good. So we'll miss this old place, even though it cost us a fortune. We had to replace the roof, the well, dishwasher, refrigerator. We had to rip out all the old carpet because it smelled so bad. We painted everything, every wall, every trim in this house had to be repainted. And despite all of it, it was our first house, and we will really miss it.